So I was gonna film with the stand stocked, and then we had some early birds, and now we've sold 30 bouquets in like 22 minutes. There's only 6 or 7 left. We had a little lull of people coming, but these tulips are flying out of the stand and it could not be better. The excitement that we got locally for these tulips means that I'm probably going to double our order for next year, have 2 stands out, and just flood Claremore with thousands and thousands of tulips. So tulip season is over. It was fast and furious. I think our first opening day was like March 16th, and the day before Easter, which is today, we have no more tulips left, and we sold every single stem we could put out in the stand. It was wonderful. Our little town in Claremore, Oklahoma, loved tulips. We had lines down our little country road for our self-serve flower stand. People were buying. I think I saw one gentleman bought 5 bouquets. More often than not, people had multiples to give for gifts and birthdays, even for themselves because they wanted a bigger bouquet. But tulip season was just above and beyond better than we could have thought. Our wonderful, cute little roadside self-serve flower stand did its job perfectly. I think people were really happy with how easy it was, and just grabbing the bouquets, paying with a cash or card, loved it. So that was a wonderful milestone that we hit, is making it through tulip season and like selling everything we have. Another milestone we hit for YouTube, which is awesome, is just recently, a couple weeks ago, we hit 100,000 views, which feels like a really big deal. We started this channel a little bit over a year ago, like 13 months ago. We have less than 100 videos in our catalog, and we hit 100,000 views. So I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful for the local people that watch and people all across the country that are interested in watching what we're trying to do here on our cute little 2.5 acres in the Oklahoma prairie. One exciting thing that we have gotten completely done is our cottage relocation and roof building project. Eric finished our overhang, which is incredible. It gives us a reprieve from the wind and the sun and even the rain. The kids love coming under here, and in the future we hope that this is going to be a place where I can host workshops and events and have beautiful seating and tables, and even for us to enjoy dinner as a family. When it's really hot in the summer, we can come out here, and I love it. But tulip season was wonderful. YouTube has been wonderful, but we actually have to have flowers to keep selling in order to continue to be a flower farm. So let's head over to the field and I'll update you on what we've been doing. We planned to go from 1 field to 3 fields this way. They're all a little bit of a different size, and they're going to have different things in them, but we are tripling what we were able to grow last year for our summer flowers. And so we've been working in between, like furiously harvesting tulips and stocking the stand, working on our summer flowers. And we got a lot done. We have the whole northeast field almost complete. It's laid out but not fully planted, and I was able to move over to the northwest field and plant sunflowers in it already. And this field is going to have 4 30-foot rows of only sunflowers. All of my customers are like, do you have sunflowers? When do you have sunflowers? I want sunflowers. Give me sunflowers. And so I'm going to give them sunflowers. I'm going to give them thousands and thousands of sunflowers. I'm really, really excited about it. I'm standing in what we call our northeast field. It helps us keep them all in track of what we're talking about. But the northeast field is the first one to be done. I have 10 rows that are 3 feet by 30 feet, and I've already planted out almost a full 6 of them. And then I have 4 more, do math, 4 more to go, and those seeds are started in the cottage. And so I thought I'd tell you what I've had planted and what I have to go. So the first couple rows we planted out a week or so ago, and I have the full row of Snapdragon plugs. It's a rocket mix. And then here, right where I am, I have a full row of Lysianthus, 2 different colors. I've never grown Lysianthus before. I'm honestly kind of nervous because they're expensive and they take a really long time to grow. But people rave about them, so I figure, okay, we'll dedicate a row. We'll see what happens. Then I have more snapdragons because you can't have enough snapdragons. I love them. I think they're wonderful in bouquets. I think they're really interesting because most people don't grow like tall snapdragons in their gardens very often. So I think it's fun to have flowers that people can't as easily grow themselves. And then I started my first planting of sunflowers. I wanted to get them in before our last frost and kind of gamble a little bit because I am literally praying we have sunflowers for Mother's Day. That would be incredible. I'm within like 5 days of the bloom time. So maybe if it gets extra warm or something awesome happens, I can have sunflowers for Mother's Day. If not, I'll have sunflowers for my birthday week, which I won't hate. So I have a row of sunflowers. And then I have a row of gladiolus. Some people feel really strongly positive or negatively about gladiolus. I love them. I love the like spike element in the bouquet. I think they're really beautiful. We grow a pastel mix, which is a little more rare than like the bolder colors that sometimes you see. So I'm growing them. I don't care what other people think. I've got a ton of them. And then I have some more snapdragons, all the snapdragons. And then I planted some statice plugs. I've never grown statice before. I hope I'm not too late because they kind of like a cool start and we're already warming up here in Oklahoma. But again, it's a new to me flower. And so I gave them half a row to see what happens. If I grow them well, I want to dry a bunch of them to offer in like October and November for dried flowers. So TBD on whether I can grow statice. And then I have 2.5 rows of zinnias planned. I mean, you have to have zinnias for summer flowers. They grow so well in the heat. Everyone loves them. So tons of zinnias. And then half a row of celosia. Celosia likes it a lot warmer, so they might not be as happy in this earlier planting time, but I started some seeds. So you have celosia. And then the very last row that is tucked off the fence a little bit so the cows, especially the little calves, don't dip their head in for a little nibble, is going to be half gomphrena and half marigold. So come June, this is all going to be like hip high and full of color, and I can't wait. In this field, our northwest field, is about half of it is going to be sunflowers. So I'm constantly going to be starting sunflowers, planting new ones every week. So I'm never without sunflowers from like May through September. But sharing the field with sunflowers is going to be 2 rows of dahlias. If you watched my video last fall, I hated dahlias. I never wanted to see dahlias again. They were ruining my life. I was so frustrated with them. And then you fast forward to April Alex, and April Alex has 85 dahlias. I don't know what happened in between then, but I have a lot of dahlias, and 85 dahlias is not going to fit in my raised garden behind me. So we're gonna have 2 rows of dahlias. We'll see how they do in ground with clay and with our rain, and again, big experiment, but I have the dahlias, so we're gonna plant the dahlias. And then the last row is gonna be tomatoes. We're gonna take them out of the raised garden. We're gonna plant them in a row affixed to a cattle panel. And we have theories about why that's just gonna be a better gig for us, and I'm excited to show you whether our theories work or not. But that's the northwest field. And lastly, for our 3 fields, I'm standing in what will be our southeast field. It's currently being covered with silage tarp to kill off the grass as much as we can, especially now that it's getting warmer. The solarization, kill the grass as much as possible because these tarps were being used previously, so we couldn't do it all at once. So this field freed up the tarp, killing the grass. This field is going to serve as what would be succession planting for flowers. So instead of succession planting in my rows, I'm just going to create a second field. And this field is going to give me all the beautiful blooms for like end of July, August, and September. So this field is going to be planted towards the end of May, and it's going to be my succession planting. And it's almost going to be a mirror of this field here with a couple changes. And the big changes are my colors are going to change. So currently planted in this field are a lot of pastels and like bubblegum pink and lavender and white and lime. Those kind of still were in spring, early summer colors. But what I'm going to plant in this field are colors that everyone wants in like August and September, which is like orange and yellow and burgundy and dark purple. Those kind of stuff is going to go in here, plus more celosia and stuff that really loves the heat is going to go. Basil is going to go in this field. And this field, I'm thankful we're not having to build out right now because we're getting kind of tired laying landscape fabric and drip. I can't believe we grew 3,000 tulips in this wonderful, I can't even say little raised bed because it's not a little raised bed garden. But when you think, oh, 3,000 tulips, I think your brain does think about just way more space than it actually takes to grow all of them. But also now that they're gone, it feels really empty. I have so many beds that are completely empty. I've already planted one of them. I have a couple more to clean up, and then I can start thinking about what I want to grow in here for the summer, especially like the veggies and stuff I want to grow for our family. Almost all the flowers are going to be out in the field. The thing I'm most excited about though in the raised garden is my ranunculus bed. I planted these out around Thanksgiving weekend. I'd never successfully grown ranunculus before. Usually they just barely leaf out and then that's it. So I didn't want to invest in a lot of them, but I so desperately want to grow ranunculus for the flower farm. I think people will love them, but I didn't want to fail at a grand scale. So I have my 3x8 bed here and I grew them. Well, they haven't bloomed yet, but I have buds all over the place. They are so close to blooming, which I'm thankful for because we really are starting to heat up and ranunculus don't love the heat that much. But I am out here like every day waiting for them to open up so I can officially say I have grown ranunculus successfully. And so then I can place an order for like 1 million more for next year. Now that Fast and Furious tulip season is over, we've built out our first field to be planted and I almost have it all the way full. We kind of can exhale. We don't have ranunculus going right now, which hopefully next year we do, so there kind of isn't a gap, but we have a gap now and that gap kind of helps us exhale. I can plan what else is going to go in this raised garden, which I really enjoy. I can start those seeds or direct sow them with the kids. I know Eric is looking forward to doing all the super fun mundane projects like mowing and weeding and trimming and all the not very fun planting sunflower type tasks that we have to do. But it'll be good for April to be like, let's catch up on things that haven't gotten done because I was harvesting like hundreds of tulips every single day. But we are so thankful for how well tulip season went. We are so thankful for 100,000 views. And we're really excited about sharing everything on our year 2 flower farm in Oklahoma. Hi, oh wait, no. I don't know, I'm feeling flustered because whenever you tell me what to say, I like second guess myself.